loyalty. That's you, give me that loyalty. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. Cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Welcome to Assen. It is my first time here for the Jack's Racing Day. Hopefully it can go better than it did in Magny-Cours. This time round we are on our own kart with our own engine, so we know all of the equipment. Yeah, obviously never been here before, and we're against the best drivers from the world, so hopefully we can mix it within at least the top 10 is a goal. But the podium obviously is next to us is something I would like to be sanding on at some point. And right, let's get on to it. Let's take you for an onboard lap around the track. With it being obviously such a competitive grid, we decided to bring our own kart this time with our own engines, so no excuses. And yeah, obviously I feel comfortable in this kart, we know what it can do, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So we went and collected our passes, then headed into the paddock to find out where we were parked up for the weekend, got the awning out, set that up, got the kart out, gave it another quick once over, trying to just clean it. And then we headed into town for a demonstration of some of the vehicles that were obviously racing or just practicing around the track at the weekend. And the Superkarts even got a good show. So here is obviously some of the footage.
Maar voor het gedeelte ligt, maar dat zorgt ervoor dat dan eigenlijk het vloeien ook verwacht. Maar de machine ook niet. We zijn eigenlijk zelf.
Oh, dat vind ik.
Ik moet even koelen.
De auto is volgens mij geparkeerd hier aan de bus. Dus de komende maanden van de nieuwsspielers Social Racing. Dank jullie wel.
Hey, super. Kom maar niet vanaf.
We zien hier een auto. Met gemak. Superkart om nu een indruk te geven hoe hard de machines gaan. We gaan dit weekend eraan voor bijzondere gasten en als prominent laat zien of dat het racing te herkennen aan de hele nummerplaten met de zwarte letters. We hebben vorig jaar een hele mooie wedstrijd. Er staat een mooi stukje in het mooie glossy. Dat komt er ook. Kunnen jullie ook lezen in dat draagt zo mooi over water heen. In de kleuren.
Ik ben zoveel greving en greving ter beschikking gesteld. Er moet er wel op staan. Staat er een naam op of niet? Nee, er staat geen naam op. Er staat sorry. Hele mooie kasten. Dat was een leuke bon van de Albert Heijn. Ik weet niet wat ze gekocht hadden, maar er was veel bier. Dat is wat ik vergeten.
So now getting ready for practice 1. We've also got the new tyres under there ready, which with about 5 minutes left of the session to go, I'm going to come in, chuck them on and get them scrubbed and ready to go for racing later on. So as I went to go out for the first session, the GoPro decided it didn't want to turn on. So I only did about 3 or 4 laps before coming back into the pits, but then it worked when I went back out again. After completing about 3 laps, I returned to the pit lane. We put on the new set of tyres so I could go out, do another couple of steady laps scrubbing the tyres in, ready for a race during the weekend, and then hopefully just push a couple of laps towards the end of the session as well, just to give me an idea of a lap time. But yeah, it didn't go too well. So after completing 1 full lap, just as I started the next lap, went through the left-hander and the front right wheel ended up falling off and getting stuck under the kart. 2 of the studs had actually snapped off of the hub, which obviously caused me to retire. So hadn't completed many laps in the first session, and then obviously it was time to try and get the kart recovered and back to the paddock.
Yeah. You want me to pull it?
Unless that nut comes off, we can't move it.
Yeah, but I don't got it.
No. As the marshals were trying to recover the kart, I think they soon realised how hard it was to actually pick up a superkart. So they obviously strapped up around the front right hand side because they couldn't pick up by the wheel. But the marshal on the front left was struggling with the wheel, so I wasn't actually allowed to help them carry the kart, but I couldn't actually just let them struggle and drag the kart across the ground. So I tried to give them a bit of advice, but then as they were coming through the gravel, they were just dragging it with the nose cone. So I decided to ask them to stop, and then I had to help them just get it back. So we got the car off the track and in a safe place. So yeah, first of all, thank you to all the marshals that did help, because it was a really hot day as well. So I know how hard it was. But at this point, one of the other marshals had gone to see if he could get any tools to help me get the front right wheel off. But when he come back, he didn't actually have a tool that would fit on the wheel. So luckily, I managed to borrow a trolley from someone else that had actually broken down. So again, thank you to them, and I made it back, obviously, to the awning. And then it was time to try and get the kart fixed, ready for the next session. So that is the end of the first session for me, and yeah, I think I managed about 5 laps. So we went out to start nice and slow, learning the track, and obviously just trying to put another heat cycle into the engine because we've got a new cylinder on this one. And came in to put some new tyres on, wanted to scrub them in ready for the racing. and when I left the pit lane, wasn't quite happy with how it was feeling. Getting a little bit of a weird vibration now. I probably should have parked up and come in at that point, but went into the left-hander, and halfway through, next thing, just felt the wheel drop, and obviously, yeah, just understeering. So I tried the best to get it as far to the outside of the circuit as I could without going in the gravel, and stopped it there. So ended the first session very early. We're now obviously trying to repair the hub. We have got a spare, but we'd rather put the same one back on because it's got 2 bolts to lock it in rather than 1. So if we can get that repaired, that'll go back on. I think in the next session we're going to go out with the tyres that were just on it to see if we can clean them up, because one of them's got a little bit of a nasty scuff on it after the understeer moment. Then we'll come in. I think we're going to put another new set of tyres on, just try scrub them in, and then come in and put an old set of tyres on and just try and go do 10 minutes or so flat out, learning the track and seeing what lap time we can do. So that's what the plan is now. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better. Also, at the end of the session, to top it off, I wasn't allowed to go get my trolley because the marshals wouldn't let me leave my cart. Luckily, we managed to get given a trolley by another competitor just to push it back. And yeah, to top the session off after that, got called to the clerk of the course to be told off for overtaking under a yellow flag, which not quite sure where that was. Where they described on the track didn't really make sense because there was 2 carts that had spun, so I'm not really sure what they expected me to do. But yeah, I guess they're watching, just find out what they're watching for. I'll leave them quickly just to see if they go up at all. We're not putting that straight back on yet.
Everything okay?
All good, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's his trolley that I used, and it was him that let me try call you off his phone.
Them ones go to the front.
Yeah, I guess wait until we've got to decide what hub. See if these run up in pressure.
That was fine. I think it does up. We'll put them on the spike the other one is going.
So before we went back out for the next session, we decided to just check the tracking of the kart. Obviously, just due to it scraping along the floor, it was just sort of something I wanted to check to make sure we had it all in place. It's not the easiest thing to do because it's quite hard to actually see if the steering wheel is dead in line. So yeah, this is just sort of me and my dad just attempting to try track the kart up. Now, if anything, it looks like it could be a fraction too much though.
That's what I'm saying, it's straight.
That's about right. It's not a bit like that. So tracking was all done. Final couple of checks just over the kart. The hub was fixed, and then it was time to start the engine up and get it ready for the next session. So while the engine was being warmed up, they actually noticed fuel on the floor tray of the kart. They couldn't actually find the leak, so the only suggestion we had is when the kart got recovered by the marshals, because they tipped the kart up so high, we actually think the fuel ended up in the airbox, and then obviously it just ran out from there. So the last practice of the day was about to get underway, and this session we were hoping for a couple more laps, actually getting a chance to learn the track, push the kart a little bit harder, and obviously figure out where we're going. So I did 3 laps before coming into the pits. And these were the little highlights from the 3 laps. So after completing the 3 laps, I returned to the pit lane, and on the way into the pit lane, as I tried to pull the clutch in, I noticed that the lever had actually gone really loose. So that was another thing we had to try and fix in this pit stop as well. But yeah, the job was to now bolt on a new set of tyres and then try and go out for the remainder of the session. The car's broken already. What? I got no clutch, so I can't go on the side.
What? No? No? Those fucking bolts are out, Jay. No, but the bolts have come out. You want to fix them, I guess? We can't. I can't fix them. There's no more driving there. It's going to cause more damage. Well, that shouldn't come off. Just means we can't use the car. What? If I have to park it, I will. I don't want to damage the car. Yeah, well, I think you're going to have to, because that's come out. That's got to be pushed back.
Right, so during that session, clutch actually come undone and off of the engine, so had no clutch. So when we come in to swap the tyres, couldn't actually put away again because yeah, clutch was off and we didn't want to do any more damage, so not ideal. But yeah, Dad is now trying to fix it, ready for qualifying in a bit. Is it worth? Have you tested the clutch to make sure it's there? I didn't even look at the times or anything. So somehow still up in like 20th overall, which ain't good. Someone into the 136. That first lap then obviously as we're getting quicker, I come in, but I reckon we'll be pushing the top 10 in qualifying. Mark 141.2. Mark's quite high up there. Yeah. We've got to at least be minimum 138 minimum. I feel like I picked up the track quite quickly. It says some of the corners are going down 2 is only going down 1. But do we get the ignition sorted now? Or we'll ask him. I think we did 136 mile an hour in that one. So. No. I did get in someone's like sort of slipstream and want to see speed difference, but we were very even all the way down the straight. I only got him on the brakes. So we've got quite a while till we're out again, haven't we? If we go off the original timetable, the one that I was using, we're at 1 minute past 5. It's now 2:45. So over 2 hours. It's a bit better, isn't it? Fuel's done, so I'll redo pressures before we go out. Does it normally rattle like that? They normally do that?
Plates are loose, then you hit that and then spring.
Right, car is all ready for the next session. We're going to leave the new tyres on that we had on ready to obviously scrubbing in that practice. And rather than just going out and doing a couple of laps to scrub them in this time, we are going to go out and do 3 or 4 laps at least just to get a lap time in, because so far every time we plan something it hasn't quite worked. So for qualifying, out how it is, and after a couple of laps, if we have put a lap time in that I believe is good enough, then we will come into the pit lane, let the tyres cool down a bit, and then decide whether I want to put another scrub set on or go on the same ones. and go again somewhere near the end of the session, hoping that the track sort of quieten down a little bit, and we'll have a guide of what lap time I need to go for. But one lap time I recorded in that session was a 1:42. On the dash, on the lap I come in, we were up to at least a 1:41 or 1:40, and that was overtaking traffic and still not pushing it as hard as I can. Qualifying will be interesting because I haven't quite pushed for a full lap yet, so I'm still learning as the session goes on. And yeah, in qualifying we need to try and learn it very quickly and try and get someone near the front end. Top 10 is the aim, and although a lot of people will go a bit quicker, I definitely think we can be somewhere around there. So yeah, now ready for qualifying.
close for you, I think, aren't you? That's good because they're dead.
Jack Tritton must be pleased with his first efforts round at Assen.
We finished. That's the main goal. The original plan was to come in early, cool the tyres down and go again, but I haven't done laps around it, and every time we've come into the pits today in practice, we've never made it back out. So I just wanted to do some laps around it. And
yeah, I think it's P6, P7, I'm not sure. 7, yeah. So
the lap I set was really early on when the tyres were gone, but just wanted to
you're at the sharp end, Jack, that's what counts. Yeah, great stuff, great stuff. Okay, cheers.
It's just where he's feathering the throttle a little bit, so I don't have to worry about too much. Try not to. He's literally just on the top there, Darren.
It's just mad to think all them grandstands will have people in them. That is where we want to be, on the podium.
So with the first day of practice and qualifying complete, and with very few laps completed in practice, the qualifying felt a little bit rushed for myself, and something I felt like I lacked was the knowledge of any indicator points of breaker markers or turning in points, or even areas I should be on the track with the kart. And for example, this first corner is so cambered on the inside of the track when you walk it, but you don't notice that while driving around. So did a full lap with a book, drawing out the corners, drawing out as many points that I could notice, and it really helped me moving on to the race weekend.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, we got turn one on the outside, and I was keeping a tight line through here, and I went up the inside of quite a few people on the exit. And I feel like that might have just been why. You won't put it through as much strain on the inside, but you will kill the patch that's actually destroying itself, because that'll be, yeah, the inside of that part of the tyre.
So the tyres that got destroyed, were they like new ones in the end?
Brand new. Brand new, 11 laps, put them in the bin. See what these carts are hitting the floor, and this is what's throwing the carts up in the air. $150, $150. So when you walk it, it looks like where you actually do brake is too early. Like, I imagine where we do brake is probably somewhere at the 100, or between the 100 and 100 and the 50. Which looks really early, but when you're doing 135 plus, it comes at you quick. So it's really hard, because I'd say like you probably get away braking at the 50, but I imagine you're nowhere near that. But the exit comes at you a lot quicker, and it is a lot tighter than I realised. Apparently you can. So I've got like 2 wheels just on this curb, but that is actually fairly flat this side. So I definitely think I attempt to cut this, because I think one wheel over this side, I'll still have a wheel that side of the white line, so we're not exceeding the limits, and then the curve stops. Because this left-hander, the kart feels really good for it, and it is just flat out. Yeah, this is easy. It bumps on the inside curb though around the left, but I'm not too sure why. I feel like I need to not take the curb. Yeah, that curb's flatter than I thought. So we're going to take more curb. And it's the next right that I keep saying I know I can take it quicker. And every time I go into it to take it quicker, I feel like I don't. But there's a digi flag there, it's not going to work. That's too late by then. I don't think I'd want to run off, but if for any reason I did, I don't think it would be the worst. But that's smooth on the edge, very smooth, so extended it. That one I think they're on about. Don't run wide. And I don't know, if you run wide here, you're not coming back on over that. This is a corner. If you can take the curb, but do not hit the green bits if they leave them in. But yeah, this curb was nice. It helped pull it around, and it is slightly cambered down, so it might work. I think I just got to slow it up more into this corner when the tyres get warm. Use the curb. That definitely worked better where we go into it. I was trying to go in quicker and quicker and quicker. The front didn't wash out, but as the session went on, the rear started to slide a lot more, because you're driving this on that rear left as well, but the whole way around. That was quite hard to keep the back in control. Yeah, digiflag's far too late. That's at the corner. If you're out in the green, you'll struggle to get back on. So far, I haven't had to go that wide yet. Now you're ready for the long straight. Would you do this corner flat out?
Yeah.
Yeah? At what speed?
160.
And what cart's that in?
Yeah.
My one.
Yeah. Why not?
I reckon you wouldn't even do it at 100. After is flat. The one after is the one that's flat at whatever speed the kart goes, so I think I've done it about 135. Well, that's the goal. I want to be able to do it at 140, but I can't quite get the kart to 140 yet. And when you get it to top speed in a straight line and then turn for a corner, even though you're going flat out, the speed will still drop because you're scrubbing the tyres. That's only bit. Some people think you are braking or lifting, but it's actually just the tyre scrubbing. And we've always suffered on left-handers quite a lot, so the kart doesn't go through it the best. Fastest corner on the track. It's another one that is cambered in that you don't really realise, so I feel like just turn a bit less, be smoother, scrub less speed. But as the session went on in qualifying, the rear tyres started to slide quite a bit, so it did become a lot harder to do it flat. Hardest bit is like you come through here flat out, and because of the speed you're going, when you wanted to come in the pit lane, you had to enter the pit lane quite fast. But like driving through here with your hand up as well to like warn people, because a lot of them try and, if they've got a better run, go around the outside of you, but don't really want them going around the outside if you're then going to turn into them. Don't know whereabouts I'm braking for this one either, but whether I can use that white line or not, I feel like I can use it even if it's just slightly before it, but as a guide. 150 board, 150 board, 100 board there. Want to see how much of these curves I can take as well. They moved the car very far, have they? Because some of these curves you cannot afford to take. Like, you can take the top one, not the one beneath that, or the blue at all. There we go. There's a curb there, there's another curb that runs off of that, and then there's just blue.
Blue.
You can actually, it's not that bad. It's probably not that bad if you do it while you're going for it straight. I feel like actually using more of this to start will be better, so it makes that more of a straight line. And it was this middle one I wanted to see if I can use or not, because most of the green curbs that you just don't touch, but I feel like I can use that green curb as well if I need to. Yeah, it's quite bumpy, but because it's quite slow anyway when you come in, I was trying to avoid it, but I think it wouldn't be the worst bit ever if I had to use it, so. Well, track walk's done. More grandstands.
The snake is smooth. That looks like a dinosaur. The end.
So what tips have you got for me around this track?
Have you got a pen?
What tips?
Flat out, no brake.
Flat out and no brakes.
Actually, no all brakes. I don't actually want you to die, but that's how I'd do it.
That's how you'd do it?
Yeah.
So I can do it like that?
No, so I don't want you to die. Do you want me to draw you a picture?
Still tracking.
You can't see it until it's done, sort of.
Draw me a picture. I have a question. How long is this picture going to take to draw?
Not long.
Not long.
You're nearly done.
Right, is this the big reveal? Can we see the picture? Paul the penguin. Well, I'm guessing it's a penguin.
It was a penguin.
Well, I guess it was a penguin because you spoke about him all day.
Jack's being super helpful. Look at him go. Look at you go.
It's probably the most expensive. So race day had now arrived. So up early in the morning, just getting the kart ready. Tyres out, pressure's all checked, fuel in. Started the car up already, and then it was time to make our way down to the grid for race number 1, and we were starting in P7. So as race one come to an end, and after dropping back to 23rd position at the end of the first lap, we climbed back through the order to a top 10 finish, which is what I wanted, in 9th place. And we also set the 3rd fastest lap of the race. So yeah, happy with the first result. Tyres were not looking too good when we come in, but with this race being the only race of the day for us, we had two the day after. It was then time to just go wander around the paddock and actually have a look at what was on and just enjoy some of the racing for the rest of the day.
Early morning start, out at 8 o'clock for the first race of the day and second race of the weekend. Starting P9, so hopefully we can get a better start than yesterday, make it through the first lap, at least somewhere near our position, and then work our way up, because yesterday at the end of the safety car, we were 21st I think, with 12 minutes to go, and we made it up to 9th. So hopefully today, with a full session and a better start, we can be battling somewhere near that top 5 that I'm aiming for. So yeah, let's see how we get on.
Turning into a race week, so a little giggly. Yeah, we're so good yesterday, so we're going to try and do the same again today. Get everything done. Okay, as I say, I've been somewhere positive now with a nice result. 5 years, that's the mono class, he's in the 250 International, so he's running a twin-cylinder BM engine, so he's got to set the mono class just in case there's a problem, but he's having a run out in the twin-cylinder class, so yesterday, one of them, no problem.
back in from race 2, and it was a lot better race than yesterday. So we got a lot better start. Started 9th. I think by the end of the first lap we were up into 8th. Good then battle all the way up into 5th place. Halfway through the race I did just start feeling a vibration from the back under acceleration, which at the start I just thought it was the chain stretching. But yeah, when we came in we actually found that the sprocket had come loose, so that obviously just made me back it off a lot through the exit of the hairpin where we're in a lower gear, because obviously at the start, I didn't want to stretch the chain. So then we lost a little bit of time. I did get caught up and passed. I got my way back past again, and then just towards the end of the race, whether it was a missed gear change or something, but the kart sort of spluttered a bit, and then by the time I got it back into the right gear, the guy in front of it pulled away, and then through the last corner had a little bit of a moment, going around a back marker, and then ended up off the track, and actually I came out of the seat, so not the best end, but yeah, we finished P6 overall, so we're getting closer to that top 5 which we're aiming for, and hopefully for the last race we can be pushing closer to that top 5, so yeah, all to play for in the next one.
ceremony of race 3 of the Dutch GP Superkarts. And of course we start with the division F250 International because they have the number 1, 2 and 3 overall in the race. And please come forward, number 3 finisher, Ricardo van Dijk. And number 2 finisher, Andreas Joost. And the winner, give him a great hand, Lee Hopham. His 3rd win of the weekend. What a result for Lee. Congratulations. And because we have a British winner, we are now going to listen to God Save the King. Applause for Lee Hopham, Andreas Joost and Ricardo van Dijk, who will be getting their trophies. Winner Lee. 2nd man, Andreas. 3rd man, Ricardo. Out of the hands, a man from the ACNN who coordinated this. Could you please stand together on the top step of the podium as 3 good friends? Because we're having some champagne. It seems like the...
How'd you get on?
Dropped too many at the start. I think there was an incident at the first corner. But I ended up off the track and then got going.
Overall, because you got overtaken by Van Dijk, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7th overall.
So the goal was top 10s this weekend. We've been in the top 10 and I've done 2 of them from at the end of the first lap over.
You've gained so much experience over the couple of years, haven't you?
I said this is second year, isn't it? Yeah. First time ever here. Yeah. So that's good.
The track quick.
It's quick. I like it for the racing side because there's a lot of like good braking points. Yeah. When you're out by yourself, it can get a bit boring because it seems like it takes so long to get there. To get to the next part. But yeah, racing-wise, it's good. Just we'll be back next year.
Did you see the famous ditch?
I know of yeah.
It's out the back here, isn't it?
I can't remember which bit it is.
Well, it's where
I just remember it as a left.
Chicane.
Yeah.
You know where you come through chicane, that's all a bit changed now. Because it used to be more of a sort of a straight bit. And I think he lost it through there. So where he went off, is then there were spectators
50 yards down on the right hand side. He travelled quite a distance across the grass.
I didn't realise which corner it was.
I think some.
So that is race 3 over and done. Last race of the weekend, and we got another finish. So yeah, off the start, I didn't get the best start, but went into the first corner and I saw 2 karts have a coming together on the inside. So kept it a little bit wider, but actually ended up off the track, which lost me quite a few places. Got back on, started to make a couple of places back up, and then obviously as I went for a move up the inside, I saw the safety car board, so I gave that place back. But in the meantime, another 3 or 4 come past at the same time. So another couple that just weren't aware, didn't look at the boards at all. Almost caused a crash, but I guess that's obviously the difference when you're trying to look for what's around you. Obviously come to a stop, and obviously as we did stop, I had noticed that the gear lever had come loose. So luckily just managed to tighten that back up, and then off for the restart again. So got a good start. Made a couple of places up straight away, and then it was just lap after lap trying to make some places up and see how far up the grid we can get. Had some good battles along the way, and yeah, we end up finishing P7 overall. So happy with obviously the pace in the race. Obviously, just unfortunately we didn't get the best starts, but something to obviously keep working on. But yeah, I've learned quite a lot of experience really with the tow, slipstream, as well as actually managing tyres for a whole race, because obviously never done this length of races as well, and it was my first time here. So achieved the top 10 that we wanted, and now hopefully we can get ready for the next British round at Snetterton, our local. So looking forward to that one, but it is now time to pack away and head home. So starting off, I'd just like to thank every single sponsor that has helped us get to where we are. So going around the kart, we're going to start off with Lanzarote Karting. We've also got the Harvey Dyno performance that we always use, and we've used the dyno. Obviously before we come to this meeting, we've got Agent Shave, Kerry's of North Walsham, Cave Creative, Blue Sky UAV Specialists, the Village Inn at West Runton, Finchy, UK Fire Solutions. Again, all the engines are done by Harvey Motorsport with the VM. We've got Cousins, Panks, all the individuals as well, so Lily Charlton, Alan Groombridge, David Goodman, Nick Robinson, Ash Halliday, Jay Peterkin, Will Girdlestone, Jimmy Barnes, Joey Petley, Ignacio Hare, Gavin Lines, Mark Watson, Alfie Rich, Zed Bear Racing, Frankie Jones, obviously everyone from the MS Kart team, Renegade Fuel. If we head over to the other side, we've also got Ollie Vincent, David Vincent, Adam Webb, Vic Parfitt, Callum Wilson, Sally Bly, Ollie, Connor, Dylan McCurline, Bike Seat Pro, Richard Howard, JRE Mechanical Mobile Services, The Blackwells, Ben McDowell, Mark McDowell, and then Kart Track Chroma. And there obviously have been many more than what we've still obviously got on the kart. So just a massive thank you to everyone that has helped us get to where we are so far.